I wanted to make a quick video right before the Super Bowl starts. In case you are unaware, it's Super Bowl Sunday in America. I'm not a big football fan, but I do kind of miss the football culture that I came from. I'm from a small town in America, and so football is kind of a big deal wherever you go in America that is a small town. I mean, really anywhere. Football is huge in America. So I'm kind of missing it, and I'm going to watch it on Peacock. I had to reactivate my subscription or whatever to watch it. So I want to make something quick before it comes on, and I'm going to watch the game. Over the winter break, I gave a copy of my paper to my advisor for him to read and make comments and edit suggestions. And as of last week, I met him virtually. We talked over Teams, and he gave me some much-needed criticism. So he talked about some of the things he liked, some of the things he didn't like, and we talked for like 2 hours, and he just gave me he didn't give me anything like written, like notes like move this here, move that there. He just kind of told me like, yeah, this is crap, it needs to be removed. This thing that comes here needs to be moved up above. Stuff like this. It's part of the peer-reviewed process. You need to be comfortable getting criticism and understand that your paper, like even if it's like definitely if it's a first draft, but even by like the 20th draft, maybe it's not as good as it could be. You really need that peer-reviewed process in order to help you. And it sucks in the beginning because, I mean, you're being criticized. Like whenever you're being criticized, even if it's, even if the person that's criticizing you is doing it with a smile on their face and they're like, yeah, so here's what I think. Like even that can be tough. But at this stage in the game, for my age and how long I've been in grad school and the wisdom that I've accumulated since entering college, way back long time ago, it doesn't really bother me. Not to any great extent, because I know that this is just part of being like a scientist. This is the part of writing a paper and publishing it and, advancing the scope of mathematics, the field of mathematics, or however you want to put it. Like no one is spared from this. Every single person goes through it when they start out, and they still go through it when they're 60 years old, approaching retirement, and they want to write a couple more papers with their colleagues and whatever. It's just the way it is. So don't take it personally. In fact, they're doing it because they care about you and they want to help you, because it also, I mean, everyone's trying to help each other. They're trying to help you, but it's also helping them by helping you, because you want to make sure that the math department or whatever school you're at is, up to a standard. You're trying to, when you succeed, they succeed, and vice versa. So this is just the way it is. So he gave me these notes, and over the past week, I've been editing these notes, putting in his suggestions, moving things around, explaining things better. And I do think my paper really did improve, adding his suggestions in here. I mean, obviously, he's the expert. He's been studying this stuff for years. And I just started it like 2 years ago at the very least. So I sent him a copy of it. I just emailed it to him like maybe an hour or so ago for him to read. We're going to talk about it some more tomorrow. But also, I asked him if it would be okay if I discussed my results and what I've done at the measure theory seminar. The measure theory seminar is, it's exactly what it says. It's a seminar in measure theory, but they also talk about other things like analysis, linear algebra subjects. Like it doesn't have to be specifically measure theory. That's just what it's called. And I said, like, can I talk about this at the measure seminar? Maybe it would be interesting. It would help get me experience talking in front of a crowd. I've done it before, only once, and it went okay. I can say, like, I spoke for 2 days. The first day I spoke, I didn't really like. The second day I spoke, it was much better. And I didn't need to speak. I just wanted the practice of it. And I haven't done it since then. So I think it would probably be a good idea to have other eyes look at my results, because they might say something that would help me make the paper better. I mean, it's always a good idea to practice speaking in front of people, and we do it all the time at the Measure Seminar. I've done it, I mean, I'm pretty comfortable, I think, talking in front of some crowds, like when it's my students. I'm really comfortable talking about trigonometry and pre-calculus and Calc 1 and 2 subjects in front of my students when I teach. But this audience is different, obviously. These are people that do mathematics at a professional level. So you have to tailor yourself to speak to them. But also, you don't want to, it's like trying to find a sweet spot. You don't want to like talk down to them and over-explain everything, but at the same time, you don't want to leave out so many details and just assume they know, because this problem I've been working on, like, I've seen it more than anyone else, so things that are trivial to me may not be trivial to them. Like, once you explain it, though, like okay, yeah, I get it. So it's an art form. It's just something that you need to practice, which is why I suggested it. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I want his permission, my advisor's permission, to go ahead with it before I, get involved. We will see what he says. I'm going to let him. Obviously, he needs to think about it. But another reason why I wanted to do it is because, and this is kind of exciting, I received an invitation to speak at a conference in a couple months. I don't want to give out too many details, but I received an invitation to speak at a conference. The session that I'm going to speak in, I've only been given 20 minutes. I get 20 minutes to explain what I did in my research. And obviously, you can't really talk too much of what you've done in 20 minutes. You need to give them... It's almost like you're not really a mathematician at this type of talk, because you can't do any reasonable, like, really impressive math in 20 minutes. So it's a game of, like how to get the most bang for your buck, so to speak. I'm not really explaining this very well. You're more like a salesman in a way. You're trying to sell your research rather than, just explain how it works, because you can't do it in 20 minutes, and a lot of the people that will see it may not be experts in the field of convex geometry. They may be in some other world, like combinatorics or something. So this is what I want to practice. I want to speak at the informal grad student seminar about my thing, give them the 20-minute spiel of, like, okay, this is what I did, and here's 20 minutes, and look at how charming I am. Don't you want to work with me? This is the type of thing I want to practice, and it's the thing that professionals in mathematics do. If we had more time, obviously, I want to go into greater detail. That's what the Measure Seminar will be. But either way, that's the big development in the world of struggling grad student. I've been a little bit concerned about how the talk will go, because, like, my friends have gone to seminars like this, and they've given 20-minute talks about their research, and I'm like, man, I want to do that. I want to get the experience of doing that, because I think it's, I want to be like them. But now that it's actually happening, it's kind of like, now it's real. So it's like, okay, this is what I wanted, but oh my God, do I need to prepare? Because I don't want to sound like an idiot in front of smart people. So there, but I have like months to practice this and get it like refined, and I want to be at a level where I can just roll out of bed and just give it like, yeah, so this is what we did. Maybe not that casually, but you understand what I'm trying to say. You understand what I'm trying to say. So that's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I guess the other thing to talk about is the 10,000 problems in math and how that's coming along. I did not get as much done this week as I wanted to, but I had to put in all those edits in the paper, and that took up a lot of time. But I did manage to do a bunch, so I'm on problem 1,102. I've completed 1,101, and I'm going to do some math while I watch the Super Bowl, so expect it to be more than that by the end of the night. I don't have the 1,000 problems with me right now. They're behind me. What I'm trying to say, they're actually behind me. But this is the linear algebra document or binder. I think I said in my last video that I was really interested in linear algebra, or at least I was in a mood. I was in a mood for linear algebra. So I got out my Sheldon Axler book, which is a PDF document, and I've been going through it and doing the examples and stuff. Examples, theorems, lemmas, propositions, and the exercises in the back of the book. I've been doing those. And for the most part, I can do them all. But if there's a few that I'm unable to do, or I get stuck, or it's like really slowing me down, I'm not above just going to ChatGPT or Math Stack Exchange or someplace that'll get me the solution. So as long as I understand it, I don't have to go there very often, which is great. I guess I can talk about that a bit, because the first 1,000 problems I did came from this book, the Bartle and Sherbert book. And what I learned is that I knew a lot more of this material than I gave myself credit for. Like, I was a bit scared that like when I open it up and I see an exercise and it's got a lot of words in it, I kind of freeze for a second. I'm like, do I know how to do this? And then I read it, I'm like, oh, I know how to do that. And then, I write up a solution for it. For the most part, that's how it went. There were some exceptions. I wasn't like completely bulletproof. But there were a few exceptions where it's like, okay, I need to work on this a little bit more. And like I had to go to the internet to figure out like how to solve this problem and fill in that weak spot, which is part of the goal of doing this. Realizing where your strengths and weaknesses are. And I was pretty pleasantly surprised that this stuff came pretty quickly to me. I mean, it should, when you're in your 5th year of PhD. So this made me feel good, having gone through this book and doing 1,000 problems. Like, I understood probably, I ended up understanding everything by the end because I had solutions, but just like how many problems there were that I read and understood the problem, was like, oh, I know how to do that, let me write it up, was significant. I don't know what percentage, but it made me feel good. And now I'm doing it with linear algebra. And so far, in the 100 problems I've done in linear, I would say that there was probably maybe only 1 or 2 problems I got stuck on. And I went to ChatGPT and then it explained it. I'm like, okay, I understand it now. Which I think is pretty good. I mean, in theory, I wanted to do 10,000 problems that were like significantly challenging, but I mean, you got to play this game of time. You got to write papers, you got to grade papers for this basic algebra class, and I'm assisting right now. So time is important. And the whole point of the 10,000 problems was to review the stuff you definitely know, do some slightly challenging problems, that maybe take like half a page or a full page to write up, but you definitely know how to do them. You just are able to write down solutions in a really nice way so that a person seeing this material for the first time can read it and go, oh, this makes complete sense. This is a really good way of writing it. That's kind of the dream. I don't know how close I am to getting there. But you definitely want to throw in some challenging problems that, really push yourself. You don't want to just make it too easy. Like I said, it's an art form. You got to find that right balance of don't kill yourself trying to do so many problems that you don't get very many done and you run out of time and you haven't solved that many. But also don't do like 10,000 problems and you've never really challenged yourself. I mean, what would be the point in that? That's also wasting your time. So I don't want to overthink it. My process is finding a book I like Sheldon Axler's Linear Algebra Done Right. Read through it, write down the proofs of all theorems, lemmas, corollaries, and whatnot, do some examples, and then do the exercises in the book. And in fact, this is probably just the way they did it like hundreds of years ago before the education system took over. But anyway, hopefully I'm still on track to finishing by the end of December this year. I want to get done earlier, obviously, but 10,000's a lot. Even if they're simple problems, it's still a lot. Anyway, I probably didn't mention this, I forgot, but this was I don't really want to talk about the result and some of the stuff I'm doing in my paper because I don't think it's appropriate to talk about it on the YouTube channel. But this was a claim that I decided to put in the paper just because, why not? It would be good to show it, and I don't think it's inappropriate to show here. It's this idea that if you have a convex body in R2, so a convex body, remember, is a set that is convex, compact, and has non-empty interior, and you take an invertible linear map T between R2 and R2, and you want to show that the image of K under T is also a convex body. So if you think about it, here you have convex body K, here you have a line segment that's completely contained within K, and you push it through a linear map, you also get a convex body, and there you can see where the line segment went. So I thought it would be interesting to show you this result. It's not that hard. If you're a student of real analysis right now, or you're in college, then this is some result that I think that you should be able to do. So give it a shot, see what you think, and that'll be it for now.